Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's discussion program. Today, we are exploring a very interesting and often debated question in education. The topic is, should participation in school sports be compulsory for all students? It's a question that brings up strong opinions on both sides. Joining me to discuss this are David, who will argue in favor of compulsory sports, and Emily, who will present arguments against making sports mandatory in schools. David and Emily, welcome to you both. We will start with opening statements from each of our guests. David, you have the floor first to explain why you believe compulsory sports are beneficial.
Thank you, Sarah. I believe strongly that making school sports compulsory offers huge advantages for every student. It's not just about playing games, it's about building a foundation for a healthy and successful life. Firstly, let's consider physical health. Regular physical activity is absolutely essential, especially for children and teenagers who are still growing. Compulsory sports ensure that every single student gets this necessary exercise. This can help us fight serious problems like childhood obesity, which is a growing concern in many countries. More than that, it encourages healthy habits that can last a lifetime, leading to better adult health. Secondly, sports are fantastic for teaching teamwork and social skills. When students play on a team, they learn to work together towards a common goal. They learn how to communicate effectively with their teammates, to support each other, and to understand different roles and responsibilities within a group. These are skills that are incredibly valuable in all areas of life, including future careers and personal relationships. Thirdly, participation in sports builds discipline and resilience. Learning any sport requires discipline. Students must follow rules, attend practices regularly, and listen to their coaches. They also learn to push themselves and to keep trying even when things are difficult. And very importantly, sports teach students how to cope with disappointment and losing. Learning to lose gracefully and then try again is a vital life lesson. It builds resilience and character. Finally, let's not forget mental well-being. Physical activity is a proven stress reliever. It can significantly improve a student's mood, reduce anxiety, and help them to feel more positive about themselves and their lives. This improved mental state can also lead to better focus in their academic studies. So for all these reasons, physical health, social skills, discipline, and mental well-being, I firmly believe compulsory sports are a great benefit to all students.
Thank you, Sarah. While I agree that physical activity is important, I believe that making school sports compulsory for all students is not the best approach and could even have negative effects. We need to consider the individual student much more carefully. My first point is about student choice and interest. Students are individuals, each with their own unique talents, passions, and preferences. Some students love sports, but many others might be more interested in music, art, science clubs, or other non-sporting activities. Forcing these students to participate in sports they genuinely dislike can lead to feelings of resentment and frustration. It might even create a negative attitude towards all physical activity in the long run, which is the opposite of what we want. Secondly, we must think about the pressure and potential for negative experiences. Not all students are naturally athletic or enjoy competitive environments. For these students, compulsory sports can be a source of great stress and anxiety. They might fear being picked last for teams, or feel embarrassed about their abilities. This can damage their self-esteem. In some unfortunate cases, it could even lead to bullying, making school a very unhappy place for them. Thirdly, there's the issue of focus on academics and other valuable activities. School time is limited, and the primary goal of school is often seen as academic learning. Mandatory sports could take away valuable time that some students might prefer or need to spend on their studies, or on other extracurricular activities like drama or debate, which also teach important skills. Finally, there are significant practical issues to consider. Can all schools realistically provide the resources for a truly comprehensive and inclusive compulsory sports program? This includes adequate funding for a wide variety of equipment, enough suitable indoor and outdoor facilities for all students, and a sufficient number of qualified coaches for many different types of sports. Many schools, especially those with limited budgets, would struggle to meet these demands effectively. So, while promoting activity is good, compulsion is not the right method.
Thank you, Emily, for your points. I understand your concerns, but I believe we can address them effectively. You mentioned student choice, and I agree that choice is generally a good thing. However, sometimes young students need a little guidance and encouragement to discover new interests and talents they didn't know they had. Many children might initially say they don't like something, simply because it's unfamiliar. A compulsory program doesn't have to mean forcing everyone to play competitive football or basketball. Schools can, and should, offer a diverse range of sports and physical activities, including things like dance, yoga, martial arts, or even hiking clubs. The focus should be on participation, having fun, and personal improvement, not solely on intense competition or winning. Regarding negative experiences, this is where good coaching and a supportive school environment are absolutely key. Compulsory sports programs must be designed to be inclusive and welcoming for students of all abilities and confidence levels. Teachers and coaches should emphasize effort, sportsmanship, and personal growth, rather than just athletic skill or victory. This approach can help prevent negative feelings and ensure students feel supported. And on the point about academic focus, there's a lot of research suggesting that physical activity can actually enhance concentration and academic performance. It's not an either-or situation. A balanced approach is what's most beneficial for students' overall development. Regular exercise can refresh the mind and make learning more effective.
David, you make some interesting points, but I still have reservations about the practicalities and the core idea of compulsion. You talk about offering a wide variety of sports, and that sounds ideal. But is it truly realistic for most schools? Providing facilities, equipment, and specialist coaches for a huge range of activities, from yoga to hiking, can be incredibly expensive and logistically challenging. I fear that in reality, many schools would end up offering just a few common team sports, which, as I said, won't appeal to everyone and might not suit all students. And while a positive environment is crucial, even with the best intentions from coaches, forcing participation can inherently make some students feel unhappy, inadequate, or resentful. If a student genuinely has no interest in sports, or feels very self-conscious about their physical abilities, making it mandatory can feel like a punishment, regardless of how inclusive the program tries to be. True enjoyment and engagement usually come from choosing an activity freely, not from being told you must do it. Regarding the link to academics, while exercise can be beneficial, for some students, especially those already struggling with their schoolwork, or who have many other commitments, adding compulsory sports to their schedule can significantly increase their stress levels. It can feel like another burden, rather than a refreshing break. And I believe there are effective alternatives to promote health and teamwork. We could focus on improving standard physical education classes, making them more engaging and varied, or offering a wider range of optional after-school clubs, including many non-sporting options that also build valuable skills.
Thank you both for those rebuttals. Let's move into some specific questions. David, Emily raised concerns about students who genuinely dislike or are not physically suited to sports. How can a compulsory system accommodate them effectively and ensure they don't have a negative experience?
The key is variety and inclusivity. This means offering many different types of activities, including less traditional sports, or even dance and outdoor activities, so there's something for everyone. We can have modified sports for different abilities, and the focus must be on participation and personal bests, not just winning. The aim is for everyone to find some way to be active and feel successful.
Emily, if sports are not compulsory, how can schools ensure all students still develop those important skills like teamwork and discipline that David highlighted as benefits of sports?
Teamwork and discipline aren't exclusive to sports. Schools can effectively develop these skills through various other activities that appeal to different student interests. For example, collaborative group projects in academic subjects, participation in drama clubs, debate teams, or school volunteering programs all teach these valuable life skills. These activities often require intense cooperation, commitment, and adherence to shared goals, fostering the same positive traits.
A practical question now for both of you. What about the significant financial and logistical challenges? How can schools manage the costs of implementing truly diverse and inclusive compulsory sports programs, or even just enhancing optional ones to the level you've both discussed?
It would require dedicated investment, yes. This could come from government funding for education and health initiatives, which should be prioritized. Community partnerships in schools creatively using their existing resources would also be vital. It's an investment in our children's future well-being. Such an investment yields long-term benefits for society.
Compulsory programs would likely place a significant financial burden on schools and potentially parents, diverting funds from other essential educational areas. This is a serious concern for resource allocation. Optional programs are often more manageable financially, supported by specific fundraising or grants, putting less strain on core budgets. This allows schools to offer enriching activities without compromising other necessary educational components.
David, how do you prevent students from developing a lifelong negative attitude towards exercise if they are forced to participate in sports they genuinely don't enjoy, even with variety?
The focus must be on consistently positive experiences with well-trained, empathetic coaches. A variety of activities helps, but the main thing is an emphasis on fun, participation, and personal effort, not just on winning. Enjoyable experiences prevent negative attitudes.
Emily, if sports are purely optional, is there a risk some students might miss out on discovering a talent or passion they were never exposed to?
Schools can still offer exposure through taster days for different sports and engaging PE classes that introduce various activities, sparking curiosity. Well-promoted optional clubs also play a role. The key is offering inviting opportunities and encouragement, not compulsion, to help students find their passions.
To summarize my position, making sports compulsory in schools is a profoundly positive step for all our students. It guarantees regular physical activity, which we know is absolutely vital for their current and future health, helping them grow strong and stay well. Beyond just health, it teaches them invaluable life skills like teamwork, communication, discipline, and how to handle both success and setbacks. These are qualities that will serve them well in whatever path they choose in life, academically, professionally, and personally. Yes, there might be challenges in implementing such programs perfectly for every single student, ensuring variety and support, but these are not insurmountable obstacles. With careful planning, sufficient resources, and a genuine commitment to inclusivity and fun, these challenges can be overcome. By making sports a regular, expected part of school life for everyone, we are actively helping to build a healthier, more resilient, and more well-rounded generation prepared for the future.
In closing, while I support encouraging physical activity, making sports compulsory is not the right method. We must respect individual student differences, their unique interests, and their varying talents. Forcing participation can lead to negative feelings about sports and exercise, which is counterproductive. There are better ways to achieve these goals. We can enhance physical education classes. We can also offer a diverse range of optional clubs and activities, both sporting and non-sporting. These methods allow students to choose what suits them best, fostering genuine motivation. Education should nurture individual potential and foster a love of learning, including physical activity, through choice, not force. This approach respects students and is more likely to lead to lifelong engagement with healthy activities.
Thank you, David and Emily, for your insightful arguments today. You've both presented clear positions on this complex topic. David emphasized the significant health and developmental benefits of compulsory sports for all students, ensuring everyone gains from teamwork and discipline. Emily, conversely, highlighted the crucial importance of individual choice, the risk of negative experiences from compulsion, and effective alternative methods for skill development. It's clear there are many valid points on both sides of this debate. We hope this discussion has been informative and encourages our viewers to consider this important educational issue further. Thank you.